Now, what was the report of the SIFO, that committee that was appointed and with the participation of SIFO? I want you to answer that. Secondly, as a finance person, could you tell me what this Ratpati stadium that was constructed under Mr. Jaitley's presidency, what would it have actually cost if you were to do it honestly?
When they started off, the budget was just 24 crores. It went up to 57 crores, then it went up to 78 crores. When it was completed in the year 2004, I think, EPI, a so-called public sector company, had left the stadium, and RTIs proved that they left the stadium at about 57 crores of rupees.
So the rest is all siphoned
Now
out?
every year about 7-8 crores, 10 crores, 15 crores is shown to have been added or spent on renovations. Now on a new stadium, why should there be renovations? Everybody knows it. It is only now that a certain internal audit committee appointed by DDCA itself and subsequently an internal audit has ferreted out details of how this money is being round-tripped into the accounts of senior DDCA officials.
Are you alleging that includes Mr. Jaitley?
I couldn't say this, but then he was the boss and we had been consistently raising these very things when he was the president. 200 letters written by Paji, by Kirti Azad, by all of us have remained unanswered till date.
200 letters written
200
to
letters
the President
written to the
Jaitley?
President Shri Jaitley and all his senior office bearers, including the two who have been caught with their hands in the till.
Who are
recently.
the two caught?
Sneh Bansal, SP Bansal and Anil Khanna, the secretary.
Current
The current president and the
General
current general secretary. Both have been caught. It would not have been possible.
But they were members of his team?
Oh yes, they were very key members of his team. And in fact, they were the people that he was trying to support all these years. Whenever we complained against them that these people are making money, he would try and support them rather than go into the depth of the allegations that we were making. It is only now that the truth has started surfacing, and that too after he has left DDCA. Technically, he is still a part of DDCA because he is the chief patron of DDCA. But on a daily basis, he is now no more involved. Till the time he was there as president, that is 31st December 2013. Now the current internal audit inquiry pertains to that period that he was in power for 9 months. So he cannot completely wash off his hands and say, look, things were not happening.
But did bad things happen only during 9 months or
No,
during
no,
his
no.
entire
They have been
tenure?
continuing. It could not have been possible, which is what I am saying. On 31st December 2013, when he left, within 7 days, this money was ferreted out.
How? Explain. How much money in total that was ferreted out, and how was it ferreted out? The mechanism.
Look, the mechanism has been like this. We have already complained to the Registrar of Societies much earlier. There were certain sham companies, interrelated companies, and these companies were being used to transfer money from DDCA to their accounts, and subsequently that money was being round-tripped into the accounts of the President, Mr. Sneh Bansal. Mr. Jaitley, we had been telling him repeatedly that money is going out, it is being siphoned out. It is being siphoned off, please do something. In fact, in AGMs, every year, Paji, Surinder Khanna ji, me, Kirti Azad and several other members were raising these very issues.
And then what was the response?
And Mr. Jaitley, as he is a great orator, he would simply fob off the questions. He would
Fob off?
Yes, he would not answer
With such
questions.
senior people?
No, he wouldn't allow us to speak. In
Now,
fact,
for example, when Kirti Azad or you, Paji, raised it.
बात करने का मौका ही नहीं है ना, क्योंकि मीटिंग जो है, I mean, I'm talking about the time when meeting used to finish in about 3 or 5 minutes.
हाँ?
Yes, 5 मिनट खत्म हो जाती है meeting.
तमाशा सीगा?
बस, absolutely, अभी भी तमाशे ही हैं, क्योंकि जो बात उन्होंने करनी है, वो उन्होंने अप्रूव करा लेनी है within seconds. जो ऑपोजिशन बोलते रहे. You know that.
So it's voice vote.
Oh,
ये उनके पास तो प्रॉक्सीज हैं
proxies है बस, that's it.
उनके पास
It
तो
is a-
मेजॉरिटी प्रॉक्सीज
This
हैं
election, this AGM is a big hogwash, honestly, and it's going on for donkey's years.
I see.
Yeah. और ये जो पैसे का घपला है ना, वहाँ पे कुछ अकाउंट ही नहीं है. There is no way you can say, right, ये इसका जो बजटिंग कहाँ है, इसकी जो डिटेल्स कहाँ, no, nobody knows.
Now there are two aspects to it. One is the kind of corruption that took place, which clearly means siphoning off of funds meant for the stadium. And you said
Meant for cricket.
Meant for cricket.
no, first is construction of
Yeah,
stadium.
yeah.
You alleging corruption even in the construction of that dilapidated
Yeah.
stadium.
Yeah.
Huh? What do you think is the extent of that corruption? You
If
said
it, if it was 58 crores that it took them to construct the stadium, the balance was siphoned off. It's as simple as this. How was it
And
made
the
possible?
balance
That is
was
a
how much?
more important question.
How many
It could
crores?
be at least 100 crores, the balance,
That
as
is
on
siphoned
date.
off.
It has been siphoned off. Subsequently, we kept asking Mr. Jaitley, why do you have to appoint the same auditor in different names year after year?
In different names?
In different names. In different companies' names, but the same auditor. I'll just show you the minutes book of the last AGM that Mr. Jaitley himself chaired. You can read it there. Samir Bahadur specifically asked about retaining the tainted auditor. And Mr. Narendra Batra
Another one.
clearly said that the man is doing no wrong, we will retain him.
I see.
Just imagine the SFIO report has indicted this man, yet this man is retained as the auditor for the next year as well. Do you know the same man? Look at the conflict of interest now.
He was also
This is something very
board of
important.
DDC.
This is a serious conflict of interest. As on date, the same Mr. Jaitley is the finance minister. He is the minister in charge of corporate affairs. And corporate affairs, ministry has filed a case against the same auditor, Mr. Sanjay Bhardwaj, in 30,000 courts. Uska number है 215-3.
But this
और-
would have happened after Mr. Jaitley became the minister.
ये तब से ही चल रहा था जब ये गए ये
तब से।
इंक्वायरी
So
रिपोर्ट
now-
थी, ये मिनिस्टर बने उसके बाद से तो हल्का हो गया इसके ऊपर काम होना.
I see.
अब जो है ये पूरा दबाया जा रहा है. The same auditor is now being saved by these people कि किसी तरह से इसको भी हम बचा सकें बचाएं because he is going to sing like a canary. उसके ऊपर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स इंस्टीट्यूट भी एक्शन ले रहा है. They are about to suspend his license. Mr. Kirti Azad has complained. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs has also been compelled to complain against them, particularly after Kirti Azad has written to the Chartered Accountants Institute.
But now that Mr. Jaitley is in charge of that, you're saying there's conflict of interest.
Absolutely.
Because the corruption scam reaches Mr. Jaitley directly. It's right at his doorstep.
Yeah, he has been the president of DDCA for donkey's years. And all this SFIO report talks about the period when he was the president.
Okay.
So if the auditor is being pilloried for what he did during the years Mr. Jaitley was there, Mr. Jaitley is actually in a position, a very unenviable position of being a minister at a time when his ministries are supposed to take action against him during his tenure for actions taken or inactions during the time that he was the president of DDC.
So, Paji, is this the reason you wrote to the Prime Minister? Because you're pointing out to conflict of interest?
That's right. That's right. But
Because who
also-
else can you go to if the finance minister himself, who's in charge of that ministry?
Well, we felt that we should go to the prime servant of the country, who happens to be Narendra Modi, right? और जो खुद कह रहे हैं कि ना मैं खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, तो फिर उससे बेहतर
बंदा कौन है?
रोल मॉडल कौन हो सकता है? मुझे बताइए.